Am I overreacting for thinking my psychiatrist asking to move in with me is inappropriate? Now that is what I call boundary violation. So last week I had an appointment with my psychiatrist, and I had disclosed to her that my husband and I were buying a house. She asked details of the house and when we were closing, so I told her. She then replied with, "That's perfect. I just need one bedroom and a kitchen. I like to cook." Of course, at first I thought she was joking, but then she went on. She goes, "I told my landlord I am moving out of my current place because the commute is too far, and I am looking for something closer to work. Would you be willing to rent a room out to me?" She then showed me text threads with her current landlord, who was praising her for being a good tenant. I kind of brushed it off and said, "Well, I don't know about a room, but the place we are renting now will be available once we move out." And she said that would be nice, but she was looking for something cheaper. As our session ended, she told me to call her if I needed her, and then she said, "But I might need you first." Now my husband thought it was funny when I told him. My best friend thinks this woman should not be a psychiatrist. I have had previous uncomfortable encounters with her, where she told me my miscarriage happened because I wasn't happy enough. And this most current session, she told me it's cause my baby knew that we didn't own a home yet. Am I overreacting, thinking that this person is wildly inappropriate? Update to Ed. She is a Psych NP, not a psychiatrist. That's my bad. Update. To everyone saying I don't know how you kept seeing her after the miscarriage comment, well, honestly, I was blaming myself anyways. She wasn't saying anything that I hadn't already thought of. I see now that it was wrong, but at the time, she was just saying what I was saying to myself every day. I will not be going back to her. I know now I should have left, but I was literally fucking grieving and feeling guilty anyways. Update. I'm reporting her and switching providers. Thanks for all the comments. The answer is straightforward. You are not overreacting. This whole request is absolutely unacceptable. It's not entirely clear from the post whether she's your therapist or just prescribes meds, but in any case, living with your patient is almost as bad as sleeping with them. As a doctor or therapist, you need to keep your distance. Otherwise, emotions are gonna cloud your judgment. This is why you can't work with friends or relatives. And I'm pretty sure roommates need to be on this list, if they're not for some reason. Like, imagine a patient is telling you about their symptoms, but you're a bit too close to them, you know a little bit too much, and in your head you're like, "Oh, they're always complaining, they're so dramatic," and you don't take them seriously anymore. And this is just one example off the top of my head of what can go wrong. As for the patient, they need to respect their doctor, to follow their recommendations. There needs to be a certain level of authority, if that's the right word. And that also requires distance. I mean, everyone is a mess, mental health professionals included, but you probably don't want to see your mental health professional being a mess. Otherwise you're gonna be like, what do they know? Now, all of this would be bad enough if OP lived alone and was actually looking for roommates. But she specifically told the psychiatrist she was buying a house with her husband. A literal love nest. Why would you want to insert yourself in there? That's weird. She would be able to hear conversations, fights, intimacy, everything. No doctor should be a part of that. Next issue. Asking a patient for a favor is inappropriate in itself. Because guess what? There's a power imbalance. As a patient, you might feel extra pressure to please. Also, when she said she was looking for something cheaper, maybe she just meant a room as opposed to a whole house or apartment. But maybe she also expected OP to cut her deal because of their relationship. That is abuse of power. But all of that pales in comparison to the miscarriage comment. Saying that you miscarried because you were not happy enough, or because the baby knew you didn't have a home. The second could be written off as a joke, although highly inappropriate, but the former is straight up blaming you for something bad and traumatic you had no control over. That's the moment you walk out and never come back. Unfortunately, OP wasn't able to do so in her vulnerable state. I mean, not right away, but good on her for reporting that specialist. She shouldn't be working in mental health with this level of emotional intelligence. As for Psych NP, that means psychiatric nurse practitioner, and I'm a bit confused, because it's not a thing in Russia. From what I read, they can both prescribe meds and do therapy sessions, just like an actual psychiatrist, except they're lower in title. Honestly, I don't think it matters. I think the boundaries should still apply. The comments seem to be entirely on OP's side, unsurprisingly. Everyone is completely floored by the psychiatrist's, or rather the nurse's behavior, and is begging OP to report her. Someone says, "You're not even allowed to be Facebook friends with your psychiatrist, let alone live with them, for fuck's sake." I didn't know that. Someone yells in caps lock. Report her right now, or ask someone at her governing board to help you do it. She is dangerously unprofessional. Sorry for the shouting, but as a mental health professional who taught boundaries and ethics, I'm not only outraged, I'm scared for you. You are not getting proper care. Please, please, do not keep working with her at the very least, and consider keeping her from hurting other vulnerable people. OP is definitely underreacting. It's time to dissociate herself from this woman. At this point, she's crossed every professional boundary. She's giving off some serious single white female vibes. As a single white female, I'm just gonna stare at this comment while you are waiting for me to continue. I'm not sure which is more horrific, her asking to move in with you or telling a grieving mother that the reason she miscarried was because the baby only wanted homeowners. For fuck's sake, the audacity she has is second to none. How is she involved in a mental health career if she can't even show sympathy/empathy in that situation? I would have contacted the board of nursing the second I left the appointment. Okay, case closed. This was an easy one. Am